Hi.
Yeah, I hear you. Hi. Fine, I'm at home all the day. Not really. Really? Yeah, of course I do. Mm-hmm. Yes, I see, but very rarely. So not a lot of Indian people come here. Mm-hmm. 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 maybe. Hmm. Yeah, sure. Hmm. Hmm. Well, so yeah, I'm not a student. I now I work as a journalist. So I write about Belarusian business, and I work as a journalist for 2 years. Yeah, and I started traveling. It's around 16. It's around 16, and my first travel was to Bulgaria. I just enjoy the sea, and that's it, and party all day, all these 2 weeks. And next year it was Bulgaria again, and then I started to travel more. So now I travel only on in Europe. Of course, it's Russia and Ukraine. It's all these countries which is close to Belarus, like Poland, Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia. And then I had been to Czech Republic, Bulgaria, as I told you before, Spain a few times, and Tenerife as well. There's a small island near Morocco. I had been to Italy 2 times. Um, and what else? Italy, Austria. Mhm. And maybe that's it. I don't. Um, so maybe that's it. Not a lot of countries. And I never used student exchange. Exchange. That was all only my holidays, travel. Sometimes I visit my friends. So I have a lot of friends who live in other countries, and that's it. I Not really. So of course I don't need to worry, but I can pay for that, or use Couchsurfing or stay with friends. So yeah, sometimes I pay for my accommodation if I stay for a long time, for example, or for a long time in one place, or stay with someone who don't want to use Couchsurfing. But often I use Couchsurfing. Yeah. Yeah, I finished my study. I studied for free, but I could study for I could pay for study, but I had an opportunity to study for free, and a lot of people here, like I mean, local people here, can study here, can study without any cost. But the only um, mhm. The only way to study for free here, well, you need to be clever, of course, and you need to work for 2 years in a Belarusian company. After that, that's well, you not really smart because it's not so difficult to open university to go to university. I mean. Uh, well, as in every country, old people don't really know English, don't really speak English. they studied another language or didn't study at all, and that's natural. So in any country, old people usually burden for languages, especially in English. In Belarus, some adult people also burden English, and some young people as well. So Belarusian country, Belarus, is not really perfect, is not really good in English. But I studied English at school, and the only problem there that the teachers in school couldn't explain pupils that it's extremely important to learn. That's why we have no a big strong interest to learn that. Then I continued in university and also joined English classes. So I mean, I pay for that, and right now I'm continue learning in English classes with my and my company pay for my classes. Uh, well, my boss think I will need to communicate with my clients, but not now, not right now. Well, right now I don't need to speak English to work. But my boss think that we will need to do that in a short time, in a future. It can be a problem, yeah. But people here are really hospitable and kind, and at least will try to help you. And yeah, yeah, yeah. Partly, partly in English, but not everywhere. I traveled to a few cities in Belarus. In Belarus, Minsk, capital is the biggest city. There are 2 million people. Yeah, that's not so big for India, but for Belarus, 2 million, that's fine. So another other cities are really small, like the next city, the second biggest is around 500,000 people, something like that. So that's really small, and there's for me that's not so interesting because I know all these traditions, all this architecture, and so on. But I had been to few cities, and that's really nice, and it's worth to visit it, especially for foreigners. And in Belarus, as for me, I would like to see a lot of castles in Belarus, but I still have no opportunity to go there because that's a bit difficult without a car. We have, of course, we have buses and trains, and probably the most comfortable way to visit our other cities is to get train. Of course, we have taxi and Uber is the cheapest taxi here, so you can use it. Um, Buses, trains, what else? Of course, we have planes, but there are no sense to travel inside Belarus by plane. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Some people do farming, and yeah, a lot of young people go outside, move outside, and do farming. But it's not. I don't know a lot about it. I'm just urban person. Hmm. Mhm. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Yeah, a lot of. Mm-hmm. Well, in Belarus, agriculture is not that popular as software and IT, informational technologies. Yeah, we have a student exchange program, but I don't know a lot of that, a lot about that. And yeah, some foreigners come to Belarus to study as study medicine, study languages, or I don't know, or I also what? Uh, yeah, maybe, but I know for sure that a lot of people study medicine here because it's cheapest here, and the level of study medicine is quite good. Mhm. No, I never been. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, yeah, I know. Mm. Usually, I share some knowledge about history, culture, and of course, I will try to show something unusual which a foreigner couldn't see without a local. It's really close to, especially for foreigners. So I don't think you find a lot of differences if you come here. If you come here and come to Ukraine, then for example. But yeah, as a Belarusian, I know I see the differences. Like um, a big countries. A country with great history have absolutely another mentality than small countries and small nations. So Russia is Russian. They are a really big nation with a great history, and that's why they feel like they are great. They feel like they. Mhm. Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. Yeah, yeah. Of course, we have the same parts of history, but uh, then how can I say that? So, so many years ago, it was just one Slavic nation, like Slavic nation, and a lot of small nations. And then nations like began his history of Russian nation and Belarusian nation and so on. So Russian nation has a story about Russian, how I can say, empire, a Russian empire, and Russian is really big country, and there are a lot of kings, empires in Russia, and so on. And that's why. But Belarusian people have not this kind of history. Of course, we have kings. We had kings many years ago, but it's not that big and not that great and not that successful. That's why now nowadays Russians feel like they are great nation with a great history, and that's it. And Belarusians feel like we are small and um, yeah, and yeah, we haven't. We need to be independent, and we feel like that, and we still need to feel that that's more. But Russian don't need to feel independent because they are already independent for a long time. But Belarusian is not, and Ukrainian as well. I mean, they need to be independent and feel like that. But Ukrainian people, Ukrainian mentality are more brave and more, how can I say, more active maybe. So Belarusian are very passive people. Yeah, probably. Hmm. Yeah, there was a conflict between Russia and Ukraine, and it couldn't be between, as I think, it couldn't be between Russia and Belarus in the same way because Belarusian people are not so, how can I say, so ready to fight. We have national languages, Belarusian and Ukrainian and Russian, but mostly Belarusian people speak Russian. Or, I mean, speak both languages. Like, I speak Belarusian and Russian. It's really similar because we have common roots. It's like, how can I say, it's like Italian and Spanish, maybe. Yeah. Well, we haven't got a lot of differences in Ukraine, Russia, and Belarus. We eat a lot of meat, like pork or a lot of chicken, and we eat rice or bread. Hmm. There are not so many fruits and vegetables. Mostly there are not so many fruits because it's cold countries. Mm. So yeah, the main basis is meat. Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. In Belarus, there are farms. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We have such kind of farms, of course, outside the cities. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have. Yeah, we have horse. Mm-mm. Yeah. Yeah, sure. We don't have. Uh, well, not right now because not right now, but I would like to know, and I think I will ask you later. Yes, I host people use Couchsurfing. Usually it's fine, and people really polite and talkative and very outgoing. So that's why I enjoy Couchsurfing every time. Sometimes I have, and usually I have. If I absolutely no time, for example, if I know that these days I come home at 11, it's around 9 p.m., I will not host people because that's just difficult for me and for people. So yeah, I try to show, not try, but I usually I always show people something in the city. Sometimes I spend all the weekends with my hosts. It depends. If you like winter, if you know that it's gonna be cold and you can stand it, you can go in winter. But of course, it's more interesting to come in summer. March also can be cold, and April as well. So May, September, something like that. It depends on my vacation. I can travel every month when I have time. Yeah, it's possible, but I live outskirts, so that if you expect to see the main places in Belarus in my window, it couldn't be, of course. Yeah. Wait, please. Just a minute. Mm-hmm. No, I live far from center. Yeah, because that's a new district. They built these houses 1 year ago. Yeah, yeah, that's really new. Um, Usually cafes have a Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi, I mean, and but in the streets and in other places, not in cafes, it can be a problem. And but you can buy phone number and use internet without Wi-Fi, like every time. Not, no, that's cheap. That's cheap, so don't worry. No, I'm not in hurry. Mhm. Mm. Um, I don't think it's would be interested in Christmas, but summer festivals it's really nice. Like music festivals, food festivals, festivals of foreign cultures, or for example, during the summer, every Saturday we have classic music, how can I say, classic music fest in the city center or something like that. So I think if someone come here yeah, on summer, it will be interesting, and and it's easy to find entertainment here. Yeah, you. So you need to know that usually all the festivals are here organized in summer. So every fest like mostly, and if you come you don't need like special kind of festival, just come on summer and you can entertain yourself. Hmm. Hmm. There are not so many religion festivals, and usually we call it not festival but like a religion holiday. And yeah, we have some religion holidays like Christmas or Easter, um, or so I think Christmas and Easter is the main religion holidays here, but there are not so many events outside the city, like outside and inside the city. I mean, in city. Mhm. Could you please explain? Mhm. Well, could you please clarify the question because I didn't get that one, or just skip the question? I'm sorry. Hmm. Hmm. Right. Not just not an amateur to make videos. Yeah, it's really trend to make video, and there are a lot of video bloggers here. But I'm not the amateur of video. I prefer photos. Some of them make video in English, but mostly in Russian. Um, actually, I don't know any blogger who make video in English here, only in Russian. I can send you just links. I will search and send you later, okay? Somewhat. Ah, Belarusian. I don't think you will need a Belarusian language, and it would be more useful for you if you will use Russian. That's why you can say hello in Russian. This means привет. Uh, or you can say thank you. It means спасибо. And also you can say the word means you're welcome or means please. So there are two meanings in these words, and it's called пожалуйста.
Pожалуйста. So I guess people use uh, uh,
Could you explain, please? Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, we also have alphabet, Cyrillic alphabet. Mm-hmm. Around around 30 language 30 letters. Uh, I don't think so. How many languages you speak? Can I ask you? Two languages? Wow. Mm-hmm. So. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, okay. So. So I'm sorry. Ah. Mhm. Okay. Well, about Russian. mm, um, you know, it's quite difficult for me to say whether it's difficult, whether this language is difficult or not. But I can compare it. For example, in English, it's quite easy to learn because you don't need to change a word. You don't need to change the words. Like you have word want, and you just use it every time, and just change it because of are because of time, like wanted, will want, something like that. But in Russian, you always need to you very often need to to change, transform words. Like you have to you have to hmm? You need to know a lot of rules, and you need to know how to transform words in order to time, in order to gender, in order to mm, so a lot of, and there are a lot of exceptions. Like if you even know the rule, there are a lot of exceptions, and still you will can confuse it. That's why it can be difficult, but I don't think it's really it's impossible difficult. So yeah, you can manage. I don't think I don't know how many years they learn Russian. Ah, ah, okay. So yeah, I think that's fine to learn Russian for 1 year, and then you can continue practice in native speaker country. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, it looks like it's difficult, but I don't speak German. Mm. Well, I speak Russian and Belarusian, of course, and English, and I studied Italian for 1 month and studied Czech language for a year, but I forgot all of these languages, and now I'm studying Turkish. No, 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 I don't. Uh, Well, I have courses offline. So I've studied Italian because of my travel to Italy. I've studied Czech because just I was interested in Czech language, in Slavic, in one more Slavic language. And now I'm learning Turkish because I have a boyfriend from Turkey. Yeah, sure. It's really big. I don't think so. I don't think about. I'm not sure about big houses, but yeah, the country is really big, and there are a lot of Turkish, and not many Turkish speak English. Morocco, Morocco in Africa. Mhm. Morocco is in Africa. Yeah, probably. Yeah, sure, you're right. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I've never been to Turkey, but of course I would like to, and I think soon I will go to Turkey. Yeah, it's not that far. It's 2 hours by plane, but it's quite expensive. It's around $300 by plane. I don't know. Probably. Not not a lot, but I always ask my boyfriend about his traditions, and it's quite different, but at the same time quite common with Slavic countries. Yeah, sure, probably. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, probably old people, old generation in Turkey and Belarus. Yeah, that's really big families. That was really big families. But now young people in Turkey and Belarus as well don't so interested in big families and live in couples, like only in couples. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. Yes, yeah. Usually people try to leave homes after university. Well, I live alone now. Mm. Um, well, for Belarusian, cost of living here, cost of rent is really high, and it's around two, $3,000 $100 per month for a one-room flat. But I live in my own flat, that's why I don't need to pay rent. Yeah, not. I'm not rich. Just my parents save money and were able to buy a flat. They just care about me and yeah, hard working, and now they will have so many years in the city. They live in city. Actually, we have a free medicine here for locals, but sometimes, of course, we use pay. We use we can pay for medicine. It doesn't cost too much in Belarus. Yeah, sure, we done. Mm-hmm, yeah, sure. Um, that's a bit expensive. So my flat with two rooms costed around close to $8,000, $80,000. No, we just Belarusian used to get used to thinking dollars. Um, IT technologies, IT specialties are very popular here because salaries in this sphere are very high, and also people prefer management and I know marketing. Mm. So there are a lot of types of education, of course, but the most popular is IT. Yeah, sure. Yeah. I work in media in online magazine. Any what? Yeah. Actually, I don't know how we can get water in our houses, but we have no problem with the water, and I can drink water without filters, like in my house. So we have not any problems with water. Mhm. 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 Okay. Mhm. Well, of course, the villages are not that perfect here, but cities it's quite good. So there are no really not a lot of problems with the infrastructure. So we have transport, shops, city, shopping malls, schools, kindergartens, and so on. Yes, for free. Mhm. 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 Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe I'm like you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, no, I didn't know before. Mm-hmm. Wow. Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah, maybe you need to come. Could you please clarify? Mm-hmm. Actually, it depends. If a person want to have own money and start a career and really interested in their profession, in his profession, this person will start to work in university. But if you don't need a lot of money, if you have a lot of tasks in university, if you haven't got an opportunity to work during university, you can just study. So it depends, but usually people start to work because people want to have money, like own money. Hmm. 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 Wow. Hmm. 5 days a week. Usually from around 9 a.m. to 3 or 4 p.m. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Something like that. Could you please explain? Mm. Sorry, I didn't quite get the question. Okay. Yeah, yeah, I don't think so. But when I want to come to India, I'm sure I will ask you. Um, I actually know some facts about India, and I think I will be more curious before a trip to India. That's why I keep in touch, and we will ask. I can ask you next time. Hmm. Hmm. I think 1 week is enough for travel to Belarus. Belarus is really small, so you can see all the most interesting places during the week. But anyway, there are not so many interesting places. That's why 1 week is enough. No, I prefer to travel comfortable. Yeah, maybe later because I need to go to my parents right now. And it would be nice if you send me this video, like a link or something like that. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Bye.